Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my quick and easy recipe for this cream of wheat halwa. Now this is not necessarily a Guyanese dish. This is something that's mostly made in Trinidad, I believe. And it is basically like cream of wheat parsad, but instead of serving it loose, you would pack it into a pan, you'd let it cool, and you'd cut it up. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I put this together, please keep on watching. The first thing that we're going to want to do is prepare the milk mixture that's going to be put into the halwa. So in my little saucepan here, I'm going in with some milk. I'm using evaporated milk today, but if you wanted to use almond milk or any other plant milk, or if you also wanted to use whole milk, you can do that as well. Coconut milk can also be used. And I'm going to be going in with some brown sugar. You can also use white sugar if you wish. And I'm going to start to grate in some freshly grated nutmeg. I'm also going to be adding in some cardamom or elychee, and I prefer to roast and grind my own cardamom because I like the taste that it gives. It gives a much fresher taste. And I'm also going to be dropping in a few drops of vanilla essence. You can use any type of essence or extracts that you wish. And at this point, I'm just going to give it a quick stir. I'm going to keep on stirring until all of the sugar is dissolved. And basically what you want to do is you want to bring this up to a simmer and allow the mixture to get nice and warm. And once it gets up to a simmer, you're going to keep it on a very low flame or low heat. And you're going to leave it there until you're ready for it later. You want to make sure this mixture stays hot. And directly into this mixture, I'm also going to be going in with some finely chopped maraschino cherries with just a little bit of the juice so it could give a nice little pink color. And I'm also going to be going in with some golden raisins. And once you finish with that milk mixture and you set it aside and keep it on a low heat to make sure it stays heated, you're going to go into another pan with some ghee as well as some unsalted butter. I'm using a combination of ghee and butter just because it's going to give a nice taste to this halwa, but if you just wanted to use butter or if you just wanted to use ghee, you can do that as well. And once your ghee and the butter are melted, you're going to be going in with your cream of wheat, or you can use Suji, or you can use farina. Now these things are very similar in texture, they just come under different brands and different names in your West Indian stores or regular grocery stores. So in today's video, I'm actually using Suji. That's what I bought at my local Indian store, but if you only have cream of wheat that's in that red box, or any type of cream of wheat for that matter, you can use that. And keeping this on about a medium heat, you're going to parch it or roast it in that ghee and butter mixture until it gets a nice golden brown color. Now some people like their halwa to be lighter in color, some people like it to be darker in color. I liked it to have a nice rich golden color, so I'm going to cook this for about 20 minutes on a medium heat. So it's been about 20 minutes of stirring this on that medium heat, and as you guys can see, it's darkened in color very nice. Remember, when you do add the milk mixture, it's going to get a little bit darker in color, it's just not showing the full color right now. But once you parch it to your liking, and once it gets nice and loose in texture, you're going to go in with some chopped nuts. I'm using chopped almonds as well as chopped pistachios. This is just to give it a nice little crunch on the inside. But of course, if you do not like nuts, if you don't have them, or of course if you have an allergy, you can omit those. I'm just going to stir these up for about 30 seconds, and I'm also going to raise my heat to the highest heat possible. Once you add in all of those nuts and you raise your heat to the highest heat possible, you're going to start to stream in that warm milk mixture that we had started making earlier. Now you're going to see that I'm going to add the milk mixture in 3 different batches. I'm going to add in one batch and I'm going to keep on stirring it until the milk mixture is fully absorbed. The reason why you want to do this is because the cream of wheat is very different from regular flour, like if you were making flour parsad. And just because of the texture of it, that's the reason why you have to add it in stages. If you add it all in at once, what's going to happen is that mixture is going to get very tacky and the milk is not going to absorb very well into the cream of wheat. As you guys can see, the milk has absorbed very well so far, and I see that it could take just a little bit more. So I'm adding in the rest and the third addition of my milk mixture, and I'm going to keep on stirring this. Remember, it has to be on a high heat so this way it absorbs properly. And you just keep on stirring until it is cooked out and it is dried up just a little bit. And as you guys can see, after a few minutes of cooking out that milk, it comes together in no time. It is not too dry and crumbly, and it is not too wet and tacky. This is the perfect texture that you want. So at this point, we're going to remove it from the heat, and we're going to put it into a glass dish, and we're going to spread it out evenly into one even layer. You can use a dish that is bigger or smaller depending on how thick you want it. The smaller the dish, the thicker your halwa will be. And the best way to spread this out into your pan is to use the back of a silicone spatula or anything like that that you have in your kitchen. And just for some added crunch and a little bit of decoration, I'm going on with some chopped almonds and pistachios on the top. And then I'm going to start to score the top. I'm basically going to cut it into the squares that I want it to be cut in, because after it cools down, it's a little hard to work with and a little hard to cut. So I definitely recommend doing that before it sets. So my cream of wheat halwa has cooled down very well, and at this point I'm just going to serve it out onto my plate. As you guys can see, it has such a beautiful color. It is not overly crumbly and it is not overly wet. This is exactly the texture that you want. If you guys have enjoyed this recipe today, please don't forget to give it a nice big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed yet. And of course, drop those comments down below and let me know what I should be cooking up next. Stay on the lookout for all of the new sweets and vegetarian recipes that I'll be sharing on my channel in honor of Navratri as well as Diwali coming up.